Hello darts nuts, I'm going to do a review of a set of Bull's Curvex darts. These came out not long ago, just before Christmas. I think it was around the same time when I got these from Germany. The retail for around £52, you can get them in the UK now. And there's three models in the range. There's the C1, C2 and C3. This is the C3 22 gram model. There's also a 24 gram version in this particular model as well. Comes in a slim kind of a packaging. If I can get it open. For a 90% tungsten dart. Inside the box you've got the Bull's cone case, which just clicks together quite easy. Makes a slim case. You have to be a bit careful on the lugs of it though. Make sure you don't break the lugs. And when it's clipped together, it's just a very thin, nice looking little case, but doesn't hold a great deal. Obviously you've just got your set of darts and your flights, but I dare say you could just put some more flights in there if you wanted. Maybe stick some shafts down the side. But inside the case you've got your three Curvex barrels, some Techno Alley shafts. They look to be short, I think, and your Power Flight 100 micron flights. So that's what you get in the box. Let's have a close look at the darts. Right, here's a quick close look at the darts, and I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements. The darts are fitted with quite a short silver point, and then the front of the barrel's got quite a long tapered nose, and there's a kind of a, well, it looks like a kind of a ring grip on the front of the barrel, but it's very flat and shallow, and it's got like smooth beveled edges to it. It's quite grippy though, it feels a nice grip, that. I'd still say that's a high medium grip. And then you've got a smooth section here with the letter B, must be for Bulls obviously. And it tapers just from there towards the end of the shaft with this ringed Bull's Curvex grip. And that grip is, again, I'd probably say it's a high medium level of grip. It's not overly aggressive, just a nice feeling grip. And then you've got your Techno Alloy shafts. If you like to grip the shaft, then it's got some grip on the bottom there. And then you've got your Power Flight 100 micron standard shape flights. So I'll just let you have a look at the dart, then I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements. Right then, here's the detailed picture. Right, here's the detailed look at the darts. It's got a 25mm point. The front half of the barrel, or the front nose, is quite tapered, and the first section is smooth, and that's 3.1mm, and then there's a couple of grooves and a thin ring, that's 1.9mm wide, and then there's another smooth band of about 3mm, and then you've got this kind of a flat beveled ring grip, and that's about 9.4mm wide. Then you go into the squarer, chunkier part of the barrel, and that starts with a couple of grooves and a ring, and then you've got a wide band and then another couple of grooves and a ring, which is in total about 8.1mm wide. and then you go into the main part of the barrel, which is these rings with the Curvex grip, and that's 23.9mm wide, and then there's a smooth section at the rear with the bull's name and the Curvex name, and that's 5.7mm wide. Overall length is 55mm and the width is 6.6mm. Okay, let's measure the barrels. Quite a long barrel, it's 55mm, 55.09. I'd say it's 55mm. Didn't realise it was that long, longer than I thought. It looks like that band near the front might be the widest section. That is 6.6mm, and then I think it tapers all the way towards the end of the barrel. It just tapers right down to 5.8, and that front section tapers down to 3.8. Right, I'll just weigh the barrels. That one is 22.07. And that one is 22.07. And that one is 22.07. That's really quite amazing. And the weight of the full setup is 23.74. And I think this might be the third set of bull's darts that I've had where they've been perfectly match weighted. Right, I'll see if I can find the balance. I guess it's going to be around where that band is, in the near the front, just before the Curvex grip starts. Maybe just about there, I think. So it's, with nothing attached, it is quite a bit front weighted there, and with the supplied setup it's probably going to move to where the middle is. Yep, I'd say that's quite central there with the setup. So that's your close look at the darts. It's a long barrel. I didn't realise they were that long, but it's got a very nice grip. I quite like that grip on the front of the barrel, although the balance of the barrel actually feels better around there on that band. But I'll probably throw it from there, then I'll probably switch to there, because I think that's probably going to be where it's better balanced for me. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. Was in the way of that, so I was trying not to hit it, but it wasn't a very good throw, that last one. But I'm just holding the darts on the front of the nose. It just feels very nice and comfortable for me there, and it's just my natural grip. But that front section is just like a kind of it's like a ring grip, but it's sort of like a raised It's not like a normal ring grip with a deep groove, it's just like a kind of a raised beveled edge. But the first few throws there, the dart just feels effortless to throw. I don't know what it is, maybe it's because of the way it's balanced, but it just seems to be dead easy to throw. I will have a go from the rear section on that Curvex grip after I've had a few more throws, but so far it feels like a very nice dart to throw. It's nicely balanced through the air. It's probably because of the way I throw it as well, and the grip, but it just seems to be very nicely balanced and comfortable there. I'll give it a throw from that middle section first, just to see what that's like, and then I'll have a throw from the rear section. Feels a little bit more strange throwing it from there, but I'll give it another go, see if I can get used to that. A little bit better that time, but doesn't feel quite as good there for me as it did holding it on the front. It was spiraling a little bit through the air, but I'll try it from that section now. The grip on there is pretty nice, but for me it just feels more comfortable there. See how that feels now. A little bit strange, but not as bad as it was around the middle. Let's give it another go. One more go holding it there, because it's getting a little bit easier. For some reason it feels a little bit better balanced for there, but like I said before, it's not my natural grip. I'm always a front gripper, but there, when I was throwing it, was easy enough to throw, but it was kind of spiraling a little bit. Throwing it from there, it seemed to fly more stable, and got a little bit easy to throw, and it's a decent grip there. It's not overly grippy, but you can feel the edges of it, so there's some bite to it. So it felt a little bit better balanced there, so if you're a natural rear gripper then it's probably going to feel pretty good there, but overall for me, with it being a front gripper, it feels very nice there. And I think these rings here are just as grippy as that rear section, but it just seems nicely balanced there with my front grip, so I'm just going to go back to my front grip now. So that's the Bulls Curvex 22 gram darts. I really like the way it flies with my front grip, but I don't really think it's meant for front grippers really. I think it's probably designed for a rear grip. That grip on the rear is probably well, probably both are probably a medium level of grip, but maybe just a touch above medium. But it feels really comfortable for me with my front grip there, and it seems to fly almost like with no effort at all. But when I tried it from there, it was a little bit squirrely, but from the rear grip it wasn't too bad. But it's not my natural grip, so if you're a natural rear gripper then it should work quite well. But if you're a front gripper like me, you might want to give it a try as well. But that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.